And here we go, a word on him. Obviously, he had his announcement to make this week that he would be leaving at the end of the season. We heard the reaction. It's very emotional, isn't it?
Yeah, look, obviously there's a lot of emotion around it, and I think it's crucial in these moments that, you know, I don't tell you how to feel and you don't tell me how to feel about it. So all I can tell you is how I feel about it. Now, first of all, I'm disappointed to lose my best mate, and in the game we've done it all together. He's an amazing player, an amazing person, and yeah, he's made me a better player, and that's from the bottom of my heart. You know, he's took me to levels I never knew existed. He kept pushing me through the good years, and he's made a choice. So, you know, I think his legacy at this club is there for everyone to see. The trophies he's won, the moments he's had in history will always be there. And it is, of course, it's an emotional decision. And you know, Trent, you know, it's not been an easy one. You know, of course it's not. But he's made the decision. And yeah, it's not nice to see your friend, you know, get booed, and it wasn't nice. But like I says, we can't tell people how to act. But I can tell you how I feel about it. I'm extremely proud of him, of what he's done from this club. You know, I love him as a friend, I love him as a player, and you know, he'll be missed. He'll be missed for me as one of my best friends in the game. So that's how I feel about it, and I'm not going to tell anyone else how to feel about it.
You enjoy your last 2 games together. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Jamie, almost like at every opportunity that they get, they go the extra mile, his teammates, to defend him.
Yeah, because I think teammates in his dressing room would normally rally around most people 99% of the time. And supporters of any football club or Liverpool right now probably won't want to hear this, but most players probably in that Liverpool dressing room probably want to play for Real Madrid. You know, I've been in a dressing room where players left us to go to Barcelona or Real Madrid, so it's sometimes really hard for supporters to, you know, you almost feel like they fall for it every time in some ways, that you think, oh, this player absolutely loves us, and then they move on and go somewhere else. Players don't think like supporters. So as I said, a lot of those supporters, players in the dressing room will think, I'd love to play for Real Madrid. They would. You know, but Andy Robertson's not daft. He's going to come out, he's going to support Trent, and he's going to support the supporters. Arne Slot, I haven't seen the interview, he's going to do exactly the same.
Should we do that?
Should we have a look at that?
Let's have a listen to what Arne Slot's got.
You talked about Connor there. Before the game, you mentioned you were unsure what reaction Trent would get if you were going to make that change, which you did. What did you make of the reaction?
No, in general and in life, I think the good thing about living in Europe is that everybody can have his opinion, and that's the same here in Liverpool. So there were people who were not so happy with him. There were a lot of people that were happy with him. They clapped for him, a few of them booed. I think everybody's allowed to have his own opinion, and towards the end, more and more, I think people got more and more positive. But for me, it's simple. I owe it to the team and to the fans, to everyone, to play a team that can win a game of football. And Trent showed why I brought him in, because he had 2 or 3 incredible balls, and we were very close to winning it, partly because of him. So for me, it's not that difficult, and for the fans, it's they can have the reaction they want. But I will always back my players, the ones that I lead, the ones that wear a red shirt. I will always back them, no matter what.
Obviously, we're not speaking to Trent. We're not speaking to Trent in this very moment in time. You know him, you've worked with him, you've obviously known about his choice and decision for quite some time. Do you think it took him by surprise, though, at the start when he was introduced?
What took him?
The reaction of the crowd and the noise.
I don't know. First of all, they sang for Steven Gerrard, which is a nice thing to do, I think.
They sung for Conor Bradley as well.
They sang for Conor Bradley, which is also a nice thing to do because he deserves it. Conor played a very good game. And I think it was just before Trent took the free kick, I heard more people clapping for him or hoping that he would score than people booing him. So it's everybody has the right to have his own opinion, but it would not be fair to all the Liverpool fans if we only focus on the few that booed. And if they want to, it's fine by me. But there were a lot of people that were really positive about him as well. And like I said, I play the ones that can win the game. I owe it to the team. I owe it to everyone to pick the ones that can win the game for us. And that's what I did today.
Anna, thank you.
You're welcome.
Play against Brighton next Monday, and for the title party here on the final day, does he also play in that?
He doesn't have to get results right now. The title's won. What I would say is, I think a little bit like me, I think the manager would have been a little bit shocked by how vociferous it was. I think you can expect frustration, a little bit of disappointment. I think the best thing Liverpool supporters can do if Trent Alexander-Arnold does play another game for Liverpool, because I still think that's up in the air, that might be his last performance. And that might actually be the right thing. Because Liverpool don't need a circus between now and the end of the season. You know, because this is the story of the game now. But if you're frustrated with Trent, sing Conor Bradley's name, sing Steven Gerrard's name, as was just mentioned in the interview. Don't boo a player, because it just leaves you open to criticism from everybody up and down the land about Liverpool supporters. When you're actually seeing the scenes here 2 weeks ago, you've probably never seen scenes anywhere in the country like that from when a team win the title. That's what Liverpool supporters, in my mind, are about. That wasn't representative of them, and I don't like to think of them as like that, but it was a fact. It happened tonight. So I think if Trent does continue to play, and that's also something the manager's got to think about, because he doesn't need this circus or this talk about Trent. He's moving on. He's left the football
Does he not
club.
deserve that moment, though? Certainly on the last day here, to be part of that group that plays in the last game here, to get his hands on the trophy?
Yes, of course he does, but he doesn't need to come on the pitch. Everyone will come on the pitch at the end of the game. He doesn't need to be brought on. You know, and I've said before, it's not about a send-off or nothing like that. I mean, he's choosing to leave. You know what I mean? I don't agree with that today. But I don't think there should be a thing where he's, you know, giving this big thing at the end of the season, or he's giving a microphone to give a big speech in front of the crowd. He's choosing to leave the football club, and that's why the frustration's there. That, for me, was a step too far. Single the players' names. Don't boo a player who's wearing the Liverpool shirt on the pitch.
Can I just ask you, you're a local lad, what does it mean to play for Liverpool? Obviously, he's been there for, what was it, 20 years now, and it seems a little bit different with Liverpool. You know, the support you have, the trophies that you've won, but it's just become a story that's gone on and on and on. Is this because he is a local lad? That is it all for me about him being a local player. And what you've got to remember is Liverpool as a city sees themselves, and not just Liverpool Football Club, Liverpool as the city is almost us against the Wales or us against the rest of the country. And the Liverpool supporters think that playing for Liverpool is the utmost. And when you're a local player like Trent is, like I was, you can't see yourself as bigger than the club, or you've almost got to not sacrifice yourself for the club. You're playing for Liverpool, it's a great honour, but you can never be seen to be almost bigger than the club or better than the club. And I always felt when I was playing, and I wanted to be a one-club man, I was determined to be that, but I always think, how do you leave Liverpool? So you can either leave by going to something better. Liverpool supporters are not going to be happy about that, because again, it's like, this is our utmost, this is our ultimate, nothing is better than Liverpool. And also, once I was going to stay, was how do I leave? How long do I stay? Now, I was offered a contract, an extra year at Liverpool, and I turned it down. And the reason I turned it down was because I was a local player playing for Liverpool, because I didn't want to anger or upset the supporters, because I didn't think I was good enough to play for Liverpool every week, or 25, 30 games a season in that last season. And then I just did, I've got to get out. I don't want Liverpool supporters going to the game and turning up and thinking Jamie Carragher's playing, and thinking, oh, I couldn't do that. Now, if I was playing for someone else, if I was playing for Aston Villa, if I was playing for Tottenham or Newcastle, another club in the Premier League, I'd have signed another year. Because I'd have done that for myself. I'd have been thinking about myself. So I think when you are a local player, it was always in my mind that it's almost 50% of what you want and 50% of the club. You never feel as if it's all about you. Now, the frustration with Trent is the fact that he's a local player and he's made a decision for himself, which is fine. That's what 90% of footballers do throughout their career. But when you're a local player at Liverpool, that is not going to go down well. And what you come back to is, when I go back to this interview with Trent, when he was asked on Sky Sport, I think by Harriet, that would you rather win the Champions League or the Ballon d'Or? When he said the Ballon d'Or, that is, even if he thinks that is not the right answer, if you're a local player at Liverpool, it's like the club has to be.
But it was a fascinating insight, wasn't it, into the way that his mind works.
But I think that showed Liverpool supporters, this isn't a local player who thinks about the club more than himself. It's like he's a brand, he's a unique footballer, he's fantastic. The fact Real Madrid won them shows you they are the biggest club in the world. You know what I mean? He's an amazing footballer.
Well, like you said,